Martell Holt, Shari, and yes, even Arionne Curry are about to turn Love and Marriage Huntsville into the kind of reality storm that fans live for. And trust me, when the show returns, it won't just pick up where it left off. It's coming back with more tension, more emotion, and more mess than ever. Let's start with Arionne. People thought she left Huntsville behind and moved to Atlanta, but she just made it clear she's still right there in the middle of it all. And that one little detail, it changes everything. Because if Arionne's in Huntsville, then Martell can't escape her shadow. No matter what he does, her name stays tied to his storyline. And the moment the new episodes drop, fans are going to see just how much that affects him. On top of that, Arionne has been teasing a TikTok debut, which means even if she's not on the show, she'll still be stirring the pot online. And we all know, the second she posts, the fans drag it straight back into the Huntsville drama. Now, Martell Holt, he's always been the lightning rod. Controversial, unpredictable, and impossible to ignore. But this isn't the Martell from season 1. This is Martell who's been forced to face the fallout. A broken marriage, public humiliation, and a co-parenting arrangement that keeps him tethered to Shari. And here's the twist. Martell still hasn't figured out how to break the cycle. Will he finally step up and take responsibility? Or is he just going to spin right back into old patterns? That's what fans are waiting to see. And Melody? She's the one who turned pain into power. After everything Martell put her through, she rebuilt herself, her music, her brand, her independence. But strength doesn't mean she doesn't feel the weight of it all. Every time Melody and Martell share a scene, the air gets heavy. You can see the love that once was, the betrayal that followed, and the unfinished emotions that still linger. When the show returns, Melody's going to have to walk that tightrope again, protecting her peace, raising her kids, and dealing with Martell's chaos. Her resilience is what fans love, but this new season is going to test it like never before. Of course, no Huntsville drama is complete without the Scotts. Marceau Scott, always quick with a joke or a shady comment, uses humor to deflect, but fans know there's more beneath the surface. And Letitia, she's not letting anyone, not Martell, not Melody, not even Marceau himself, disrespect her marriage or her family. That mix of Marceau's jokes and Letitia's fire keeps them at the center of every conversation. Meanwhile, Maurice Scott tries to play the peacemaker, stepping in with logic and calm explanations. But fans see the cracks. His words don't always match his actions, and his own marriage with Kimmy isn't without its challenges. This season, even Maurice won't be able to hide from the tension. Put it all together, and you've got the recipe for an explosive comeback. Martell trapped between Melody and Arionne's lingering presence, Melody fighting to protect her peace while balancing co-parenting, Arionne stirring things online, keeping her influence alive, Marceau bringing shade, Letitia bringing fire, and Maurice struggling to keep the group from falling apart. And that's why fans can't stop watching. Because Love and Marriage, Huntsville isn't just reality TV, it's real life, unfiltered. Every laugh, every fight, every side-eye carries history. And after this break, those histories are colliding like never before. So when the show returns, buckle up. Expect explosive confrontations, moments of real vulnerability, shade that cuts deep, and scenes that will have fans flooding social media with reactions. Martell Holt won't fade into the background. Shari's shine won't dim. Arionne Curry's chaos will linger. And the Scotts? They'll keep stirring the pot in ways only they can. This isn't just a comeback. It's the next level. And trust me, you don't want to miss a single second. Now, let's really zoom in on the energy we're about to see when Love and Marriage Huntsville returns. Imagine the first group gathering. Martell Holt walks in, dressed sharp, carrying that same mix of confidence and chaos we've come to expect. The second he enters the room, everyone feels it. Shari keeps her composure, but you can see her watching him, measured, calm, but guarded. Their history hangs between them like unspoken tension. And the Scotts? Oh, they're watching too. Because they know whenever Martell's in the room, the conversation could turn upside down in seconds. Marceau Scott will probably crack a joke, something shady but funny enough to make the room laugh. But that laughter, it won't last long. Because Letitia isn't about to let the conversation slide if Martell starts dancing around accountability. And Maurice, he'll step in, trying to cool things off, but let's be real, sometimes his attempts at logic just pour more fuel on the fire. Fans love it because it feels real, raw, and unscripted. And here's where it gets even messier. Arionne Curry. She doesn't need to be in the room to shake things up. All it takes is a comment on TikTok, a live where she drops a cryptic line, or a post hinting at drama. And suddenly, her presence is in the room whether anyone likes it or not. That's the power she has over this story. And Martell? He'll be forced to address it, or at least react. And that's when things boil over. But don't think Melody Shari is just sitting back, letting the drama run her life. No, she's focused on her future. She's building her brand, growing her music, and showing fans what real strength looks like. But here's the thing. Every time Martell pulls her back into the chaos, it becomes a test. Can she keep her peace, or will old wounds force her to confront him in ways she doesn't want to? That's what makes her storyline so powerful. It's not just about survival anymore, it's about evolution. But here's what makes this next stretch of the season even more unpredictable: the small moments. Because in Love and Marriage Huntsville, it's never just the big blow-ups. It's the little side-eyes, the whispers, the shade, and the one-liners that end up being replayed over and over online. Picture this. Melody walks into a room looking flawless, confident, focused on her business. Martell tries to start small talk, maybe about the kids, maybe about schedules, but you can feel the tension in every word. Melody's polite, but her body language says it all. I'm not here for the games. Fans notice those things, and they talk about it. That's where the real story lives. Now add Arionne to the mix. She might not have a seat at the table, but her voice echoes around it. If she's on TikTok throwing shade, fans will dissect every word. If she goes live and hints at secrets, the internet will drag it straight into the show spotlight. And when the cast hears it, oh, you better believe it'll come up in conversation, whether Martell likes it or not. That's why I keep saying, Arionne isn't gone. She's the storm cloud that lingers, even on a sunny day. Then we've got Marceau. You know Marceau. He'll make everyone laugh 1 second and then hit them with a shady comment that slices through the air the next. It's his trademark. But here's the catch. That humor often exposes the truth. He's the one who will say what everyone else is thinking but won't dare say out loud. And that's why fans can't stop watching him. Letitia, she's the counterbalance. She's not here to play games or let anyone talk sideways about her marriage. Every time someone questions her, she claps back with fire. And when Marceau's shade crosses the line, she's the first to check him. Their push and pull dynamic is messy, passionate, and unfiltered. And that's why people can't stop speculating about their relationship. Maurice, on the other hand, always tries to wear the crown of calm. He wants to be the reasonable one, the voice of logic. But here's the twist. Sometimes the audience doesn't buy it. They see the cracks. They see the way he avoids certain topics or downplays certain issues in his own marriage. And that's where things get juicy, because fans love pointing out when the voice of reason doesn't live up to the role. And now, let's get into what happens when all of these storylines crash into each other. Because this season isn't just about separate lives. It's about intersections. Melody and Martell can't avoid each other forever. Marceau's jokes will inevitably target Martell or Melody. Letitia will step in, and suddenly you've got 3 arguments happening at once. Maurice will try to calm it down, but his words might spark even more tension. And while all of this unfolds, Arionne will be in the background, stirring chaos from a distance. That's what makes Love and Marriage Huntsville so addictive. It's not predictable. One small comment can shift the entire energy of the group. One shady joke can set off a chain reaction. One online post from Arionne can send fans into a frenzy and force the cast to confront things they'd rather ignore. But let's be real. The real question hanging over this season is not just what will happen, it's who will finally break. Because when you pile pressure on this group the way life has, someone is bound to snap. For Martell, the pressure is everywhere. He's battling legal issues, a fractured image, co-parenting tensions, and the weight of his own mistakes. He's in a place where every move he makes is judged, not just by the cast, but by fans online who don't miss a beat. And here's the thing. Martell thrives on control, but lately, it's slipping through his fingers. And when a man like Martell loses control, he either adapts or explodes. Melody, on the other hand, has nothing to prove. But that doesn't mean she's untouched. Every time she sees Martell, she's reminded of a past she fought hard to leave behind. She's focused, yes, building her businesses, creating music, showing fans her resilience. But co-parenting with Martell forces her into situations where old wounds get reopened. And here's the emotional core of her story. Melody's strength is unshakable, but strength doesn't erase pain. And that vulnerability, that's what makes fans root for her even harder. Now, imagine the cast trip. Because you know it's coming, the producers always plan a getaway, whether it's a retreat, a beach trip, or a cabin in the woods. And every single time it goes from cocktails and laughs to fireworks and tears. This time will be no different. Picture the Scotts, Martell, and Melody all under one roof. Picture Arionne's name being brought up over dinner. Picture the jokes, the silence, the side eyes, and then the explosion. That's the kind of moment fans will replay over and over. And let's not forget, Arionne doesn't even have to be there in person to set the whole trip ablaze. All it takes is one Instagram live mid-trip, one shady post, one cryptic comment. And suddenly, Martell is on defense, the cast is on attack, and the trip turns into a battleground. That's the power of Huntsville. The drama never stays in one lane. It spills everywhere, but underneath the shade and the fights, there's something deeper happening. This season feels like a turning point. Relationships are being tested, not just between Martell and Melody, but across the entire group. The Scotts are being forced to confront questions about their marriages. Loyalties are shifting. Trust is being broken. And fans can feel it. Something big is about to crack. Here's the truth. Nobody wants to admit. This show isn't just entertainment. It's a mirror of what happens when love, pride, betrayal, and ambition collide. That's why people don't just watch Huntsville, they live it. They argue